one of the best things that you could possibly do to start improving as a person is to read more books like this. And these books, if you didn't immediately notice, are all self-improvement books. I think reading self-improvement, reading any book like this is one of the best things you can possibly do to become a happier person, a more knowledgeable person, and overall just more fulfilled and pleased with the progress you're making in life. So that's step one of this video out of the way. I'm telling you what to read. But how do you actually start doing it? Well, I think the thing that you need to realize right now, because obviously, books cost money. There are way more fun things to do. But what you need to realize right now is that you already spend a lot of money and a lot of time on things that aren't good for you at all. Think about how much money you've spent, for example, on eating out, for example, at just, getting food, or how much you've spent on video games or on things, anything that really isn't good for you. I'm counting on my fingers if that's what you're wondering I'm doing. You've probably already spent a lot of money on things that just aren't useful for you at all. And I find that really interesting because when I ask people to buy something that's actually going to be good for them, a lot of the time they bring up money, like they bring up the fact that a book costs $10 or something like that. And it's like, you've already spent so much money on things that aren't good for you. But as soon as it comes time to spending money on something that actually is good for you, you kick up a fuss about it. So just think that through, because I think that's a really weird thing that a lot of people think. And once you look at it that way, you start to realize, okay, instead of paying to make my life worse, I'm actually paying to make my life better. And the other part of the equation is obviously books aren't as interesting as, playing video games or anything else like that. They're not as fun. And to that, I would say the reason they're not as fun is because things like video games are actually designed to be as dopamine stimulating as possible and to be as exciting as possible. That's why they're so addictive, and that's why so many people do them. But the reason it can be hard to put down those things is because of the way you're looking at them. What most people, almost everyone my age, does without even realizing it, and once I say this, you're never going to look at things the same way again, is when you decide what to do, you are deciding 100% emotionally based on how much pleasure it's going to provide you. Think about how you make decisions. Think about when you decide what to eat. Like, for example, if you decide whether to listen to music or watch a YouTube video while you're eating, how you make those decisions, how you find a video to watch, whether you decide whether or not to go to the gym today, or just literally all the decisions you make in your life are completely comfort-based. I know for me, for example, quite often, if I'm eating with nobody else around, I'll watch a YouTube video or something. And a lot of the time I find myself trying to pick the most entertaining video possible. Not always, because I do exercise discipline, but sometimes, a few times recently, I've caught myself doing that. And I realized how much of people's lives are purely dictated by them searching for just the next pleasurable thing. So if you want the secret to putting down video games and things that are maybe more pleasurable but they're not as good for you, what you need to do is actually adjust the lens that you're searching for activities to do. Adjust the lens you're using, and the new lens that you need to adopt is, instead of optimizing for comfort, optimize for progress. When you're deciding what to do, you can't really physically, you can physically say it out loud if you want, it's a little bit probably unnecessary, but tell yourself in your brain that you're optimizing for the most progress possible. So if you have a goal which is to learn a language, for example, I don't think I have a language book here, do I? I've got one somewhere. It might be, I don't know where I put it, but say your goal is, for example, to build better habits. You might read a book like this. When you're finding it difficult to put down the video games or the addictive thing and actually pick up a book or watch a productive video on something like this, you need to mentally tell yourself that you're not optimizing for comfort, you're optimizing for progress. You're picking the task that is going to give you the most return on investment, the most ROI in the future. And in this case, obviously, it's going to be something like this. This is going to improve your life. And it's really all about momentum. As soon as you become the person that delays gratification, that starts doing things that are going to benefit them in the future rather than just doing fun things in the present, you'll start to get addicted to that. And that's an incredibly important stage to get to in your life, when you're actually addicted to delaying gratification and acquiring skills and becoming a better person. But guys, that is the video. Just a quick video today. Reading any kind of self-improvement books. I've got tons, that's gonna pull the whole shelf down. I've got plenty, so I would recommend you start doing that. ebook is coming out very, very shortly, probably in the next few days. So if you're interested in improving your life, I'll link that below when it comes out. But that is the video. Thank you for watching and have a good one.